There we go. Wait for some people to come on here. There, we got somebody on. Wait for a few more people to join here. Curtis, how you doing? We'll sit and let some more people come on here. See how many, there's another one. Hopefully this will be coming across good. This is a new phone, so hopefully everything's going to be coming across good and not all jumbly. It's the first time I've used this one for a live stream, so I'll have to see how well this works. Might take a little bit for people to hop on here. Cool. Yep, it takes a little while to build up a collection and to build up some cars and stuff there, Curtis. But if you find the right places and the right timing, you can get some stuff fairly reasonable these days. You just got to know when and where. I know eBay right now is just outrageous, but if you've got like, especially if you're on the East Coast, if you got some slot car shows to go to and whatnot, you can pick up some stuff at a little more reasonable price than what you can end up paying on eBay, anyways. Especially if you're a collector of slot cars. I've built up a pretty good sized collection of my own, even though I'm more of a racer than I am a collector. I'm more into the racing side of things, but I do have I have grown a substantial collection through the YouTube channel. Hey, there's another one. So hopefully, you can find some stuff reasonably priced stuff anyways. Can't believe how much stuff costs on eBay these days. It's just outrageous. Oh, from Tinker Toys? Yep. Pro Tinkerer. I haven't bought anything from him yet. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I've talked to him a couple of times, but I haven't bought anything from him. And it's another channel I got a list on the list of YouTube channels on the homepage here on the YouTube channel. I got to put him on there. I haven't done that yet. You guys know of any other really good slot car YouTube channels that I don't have listed on the homepage? Let me know, and I'll get them listed there so we can have kind of a resource area there where you can come and just go to other channels as well. Instead of having to, unless you're subscribed to them on YouTube, then you can just go to your subscriptions. I don't get from eBay. Yeah. I haven't bought anything substantial from eBay in quite some time. I look on eBay from time to time and look for bargains and stuff, but I haven't bought anything in a real long time. Most of my other stuff has been from yard sales here in town and from the big slot car swap meet we had there at Scott's down at Scott's the Oregon Invitational race. We had a really good size slot car show there at his house and got to buy some stuff there. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do that again next year. We've got a whole bunch of people there with a bunch of cars for sale and whatnot, so that was a lot of fun. I was able to pick up a few things at reasonable prices. I think I only spent probably $75. Slot Valley Racing has been pretty good channel. Okay, I'll have to check them out. I want to put channels up on the homepage that have regular content releases, not something that's been that hasn't released in a really long time, so we can. And I got from Hobby Lobby. Yep. My Hobby Lobby is hit and miss when it comes to the Auto World stuff. Sometimes they have some good stuff, and other times they don't. So I got to hit them right at the right time to pick up what I need. Hopefully they'll be getting some new stuff in. My Hobby Lobby has a hard time stocking for some reason. I don't know if it's just the way they operate or what. Last time I was in there, I think they had. Yep. Hey Tad, what's going on? Sorry, I keep forgetting who this is when you come on. And they only had a couple. They had one Thunderjet 500 Ultra G, and it was the Bronco, the off-road Bronco, and then the rest were the tuner style. I think one was the Mazda, and I can't remember. I think the other one was the Skyline, if I remember right. Hopefully they'll get some more stuff in. I was hoping to be able to get a couple of the Escorts in that Auto World just recently came out with, but I haven't seen them at my Hobby Lobby yet. So hopefully they'll get those soon. I'm gonna pick up at least one or two of those to compare with the actual original Aurora one that I have. So hope everybody's been doing well. Hope you guys have checked out. I know it's only been up since yesterday. Sold out fast on the internet, yeah. And I haven't seen my Hobby Lobby hasn't got them yet, so hopefully they'll get some before Christmas, maybe. What was I saying? Oh, I hope you guys are doing. No, I just put it up yesterday, but the featured race from last weekend's race action is up. So if you guys haven't checked it out after the stream, you can go check that out. That is the Promoter's Choice race this week. Very cool cars. Elijah even picked up a couple of the trucks from Nick. Nick, whose house we were at, he's the one that did the bodies for that class. He did a really good job on these. They're resin poured. They're a resin body. Really cool. Elijah picked up 6 of them, so we might be running these as our IROC cars at the fray. That's kind of our idea on those. Those are really cool, really fun class. He did a really good job on those cars. They were fast for Auto World cars. He did a lot of tuning on those cars over the time that he's had them. He said a lot of magnet swaps and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm not really sure what he had in those cars, but they were smooth for Auto World cars. There was 3 Auto Worlds and 1 dash car in that race, so very smooth cars. And I can't remember which car was the dash car. I think it was the blue one. Might have been the white. White or the blue one was the dash car. The other 3 were all Auto Worlds. Very cool, very fun cars. So go check that out when you guys get a chance. If you guys haven't seen it yet. The race recap video should be up Wednesday-ish, I'm hoping. Hopefully nothing comes into up that'll kind of keep me from getting that goal set up. So that'll be up Wednesday-ish, and then I'll be doing a bi-weekly feature car to be up next for Thanksgiving weekend, too. So be on the lookout for those as well. Hey, there's no one. Hey, Kim. They look good. Saw them at the Tinker Shop. Yep. We need to get some shows here on the West Coast for slot cars. Something that our group has talked about for quite a while. That's why they do the thing down there at Scott's, and hopefully we can get another one going somewhere. We'll be able to pick up some stuff at the Fray when that happens in March. Philip usually has a table there, and him and Arcerio have stuff that they sell there. So I hope I can pick up a couple things there too. Wish more people would bring more stuff for sale to the Fray. It'd be fun. But that's going to be fun. We've missed going to the Fray the last 2 years. Looking forward to getting back down there and getting with all those guys again. Probably going to be a huge race this year, people. If you can get to the Fray this year, it's going to be probably one of the coolest years to go. We've heard of several more teams that are going to be there this year that haven't been there in the past. I guess South Dakota's putting a team together to go, Stan says. He was there 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? Or 3 weeks ago? He was in South Dakota. Yeah, it is amazing what you can find in slot car shows. Yeah, he was in South Dakota 3 weeks ago racing with those guys. The T-Jet Club guys, the Hoosier, I think that's Hoosier, or Hoser. I think it's Hoser. Hoser group there in Rapid City. And he had fun and said that they're putting together a team. I'm hearing of, yeah, you can. Yep, not cheap. We had a new guy at this past weekend at our race at Nick's house, and he said he's making the same comment because he's bought a bunch of parts to build a Fray car, and he said that saying the same thing. That's not cheap, but it's definitely fun. And if you can wheel and deal a bargain here or there, it helps. Especially if you're buying from people you know. Because they're the ones that are usually going to help you out a little bit and give you a break on price on stuff. When it comes to, full cars and collecting in the older stuff. It's been insane doing the bi-weekly featured cars and seeing how much this stuff has gone through the roof on eBay. Hello, Gail. Haven't really picked up anything new since got the Super 7 cars. We still have to do the review of the GTS? GTS. We still got to do the review of the GTS Super 7, the one that's set up for routed tracks. We got to get over to Stan's. We'll be there on the 11th, so I might be sticking out back there after the racing's over and doing a little review of this car for you guys at Stan's house on the Bowman track, so we can compare it to the other one, to the SC car that we did the review of. Elijah almost raced this car this past weekend in the Unlimited Magnet car. Oh, Mark. Hey, Mark. No, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. There we go. Got to bring the comments up so I can read them. No big updates, news. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be doing some, I've been kind of looking through Facebook and stuff for Stock Car News episode. I'm getting enough stuff here recently to be able to do something. Great car without spending tons of money, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, you can. The WizJet chassis, if you're using a WizJet chassis, very reasonably priced to be able to do a Fray build. Right now, the hardest two pieces to get for a fray build are tires and an armature. Those are the two hardest things to get right at the moment for some odd reason. There's not a lot of silicone over foam tires out there right now. You can do slip-ons, and that's probably the easiest way to go on a fray car. Most guys at the fray use silicone over foams just because they're tackier. But right now, that's probably the easiest way to go. WizJet's what, $12 right now? Just for the chassis. They work great. The two I've built are really good cars. Shaden's working out the new one. Hopefully it'll be worn in by the time we go to the fray and as fast as the first build. But you can build a fray car if you do it right for probably right around $75. Is my figuring. Your biggest price is going to be your armature. If you get your gears from RTHO, they're fairly reasonable. They're $24 a set. So, you know, I say right around $75, $80 will build you a decent freight car, especially if you're using a WizJet chassis. WizJets, Killer Bee magnets. If you buy magnets, buy them in a lot of 5. I think they're what, $35. I think it's $35 for 5 sets. Try and if you got a downforce meter or any way to measure them, try and match up the best magnets you can, and that's probably the easiest way to do it. I need to get another order of Killer Bees in so I can get another 5 sets so we can do some more stuff to interchange a couple other cars. Yeah, WizJet and RTHO gears. Yes, yeah, both boys are going to the fray this year. Shaden's going this year. He's wanted to go. He was going to go in 2020 or 2021, but that got canceled. He wanted to go, last year. Of course, that got canceled. So he is going this year. He'll be racing, and then of course Elijah's going. I think Stan from our group is going. John, I believe, from our group is going, and we might have a couple others, and we're hoping to be able to pull a couple of the Portland guys with us for a team this year. So hopefully we can do well and get this arrow out of my. There we go. Yep, that'll be fun. Yep, it'll be Shaden's first time going to a race that big, so it'll be fun for him to be able to get around and see everybody, meet everybody, and do some racing, and hopefully show well for himself. I think I need to move over a little bit. There we go. The fray is in Ferndale, California. It's just like 5 minutes south of Eureka. So you're kind of in between. You're in between. The biggest town is Eureka. You're in between Eureka and what they call well, I can't remember the little town that we stay in right after it, but there's Twin at the fray, but on the East Coast. Just curious. The biggest race for fray cars, there isn't one on the East Coast per se, except for the Nationals. Yeah, the Ohio Cup is probably the other big one. They're in, I can't remember where it's at in Ohio, but that one goes off every year. Michael Block, his race is a fray race at his house in Wisconsin, but probably the biggest fray race in the East Coast would be the Nationals. This year it was in Massachusetts, so that's probably the biggest annual fray race on the East Coast. Yeah, that's a race I'd like to get to. I wouldn't mind getting to the Ohio Cup. That would be kind of a fun race to do. Me and Elijah want to go to the Harpa National or Hopra Nationals too. Yep. I think they have a Facebook page too. If you want to look that up, Kim, they have a Ohio Cup Facebook page, I believe. You might want to check that out. Yeah, that's another one of our big goals is to get to the Nationals. Hopefully they come to Colorado. There's been talk of the Harpa Nationals. Yep. Hopefully they'll be coming to Colorado. There's been talk of the Hopra Nationals coming to Colorado. If that happens, hopefully me and Elijah can drive up enough money to go. Hopefully, we might be able to get some sponsorship or backing or whatnot to be able to go and take you guys with us to the Harpa Nationals. Would be really cool. It's another big race I wouldn't mind getting to. Another one that we might be able to pull off here soon is going with Stan to the South Dakota race. Those guys are huge. They got a huge group around the Rapid City, South Dakota area. I think they've got like over 20 guys, and then if they pull their what they call the East Coast South Dakota group, they've got I think like 35 people total. Huge group down there. So maybe me and Elijah can get to that one of these times too, and take you guys with us and show you that race. That's where our tub track that we used to have here in Yakima now resides. It was sold to the guys down there in South Dakota, unbeknownst to the rest of us in our group. If we would have known that the guy who owned it was selling it, we would have bought it and we would have kept it here in Yakima, but it ended up in South Dakota. So hopefully we can get down there and race on it. Hello, Robert. Another one of the goals here on the YouTube channel. Hopefully we can start generating enough fundage to be able to do some of this stuff. Hopefully we can generate enough to do some traveling and take you guys to other places and be able to do some more live stuff. I'm wanting to be able to do our racing live streamed rather than having to film it and edit it, because it takes forever to edit, especially when we've got a lot of heats. So hopefully one day that'll be a goal for the channel, to be able to live stream most of the racing if we've got a good a good enough Wi-Fi signal, anyways. And I'm hoping to be able to do some more stuff live at the fray. I'm on a different network now when it comes to the cell phone, so hopefully that will help with reception at the hall in Ferndale, and we can do there's some live stuff I'd love to do right when we get there. Talking to some people for you guys, putting some people on the channel and just chit-chatting and whatnot. Hopefully the quality of the video will be better. You step outside and it's great, but you go inside the hall, the reception's terrible. Yep. I love everybody saying hi to everybody. That's cool. So hopefully, you guys, everybody been doing a lot of racing? Or we just been doing a lot of building lately? See if we get some answers here. An invite to you for Wild Bill's. Cool, okay. Wild Bill slot car sales. Is that on Facebook? Or is that YouTube? Off my finger. Facebook, okay. I don't think I'm on that one. I'm on a couple of the sale things, but not that one. Those, though, too, those are even... the auctions on Facebook are even getting outrageously priced. He's a big dealer. Okay. At least he's not one of the, like I was saying, at least he's not one of the auction sites, because those guys are getting outrageous as well, too. I love watching the T-Jet Club guys, but the stuff on theirs is getting kind of expensive, too. That's weird. Light dimmed for a second there. And check that one out. You're welcome. Got done building a display case for my lighted. Cool. Saw something really cool the other day I think it's on Etsy. It's another acrylic one. I'm not sure how much they cost, but they have a really cool acrylic display case that the cars are in at 45 degrees. And it almost looks like they're hovering inside the case. It looked really cool. That'd be a really neat slot car case. It was for Hot Wheels, but it would do the same thing for slot cars. Tinkering here. Got my new full size power supply. That's good. Yep. Want to get my DeFalco's up too. Yep. Get all wired up. So nervous. Yeah, wiring is technical. It took me a while to understand wiring. I've kind of got that down now, but my whole thing is just being able to solder without, screwing some things up. It is both auctions and just putting cars on the page for sale. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that one out. Wild Bill slot car sales. I'll have to check that one out. Oh, there we go. Thanks for the invite there, Ted. I'll check that out after the sale, after the video here. Runs great auction. I'm not a big auction fan. Money is very tight these days. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been doing a whole lot of buying full cars. Doing a lot of parts buying, trying to keep Shaden's cars up and running, and my car's up and running. I gotta get some more. We gotta get some more parts for his Wizard Patriot. It had a little issue again this weekend. It needs a new pinion gear. I should have bought one when I bought those new armatures, but I didn't do it because I thought that pinion gear was going to be okay. But I need to get a new pinion for it now, so I'll have to order 2 pinions from Wizard here soon. Yeah, soldering. Yeah, soldering's hard to get down without screwing things up. I need to get some. If you get some really good solder flux, it really helps. I just got to be able to find a place here in town that sells good soldery flux that's really good. Stan had some, and he couldn't remember where he got it from. So I know of a battery place here in town that I need to go down to and see if they sell it. But that does help a lot. It helps clean things up, and it helps the solder attach really quick and really easy. So I need to get some of that for me too. Shut that door. Something we're going to do probably, and we'll probably do it on the video. We were going to do it before the season started, but we never got around to it. Me and Elijah want to rewire the whole layout because it's mishmashed from being shorter and longer and all kinds of stuff. So we're talking about putting a 3-foot extension on the other end of the racetrack. So if we do that, we're going to rewire the whole track and make it consistent wire gauge all the way around. Oh, define good flux. That's my thing. I'm not sure what brand it was. It was a liquid flux. I know there's different types of flux, but it was a liquid flux that he just put on there real quick, and then just put the goods and put it right down on there, and the solder just stuck like nothing. So I'm gonna have to figure out if I find out and find a good one. I'll let everybody know. We'll post a video or post a comment in the community section or whatnot on that if I can find some. No, there's different brands of solder flux out there, so I'd have to figure out what the one he was using was really good, but I'm not sure what brand it was. Good way to paint lines. Oh, on your track? Paint pins are probably the easiest way to do it. I got some from work. Not sure where to get these, but if you find these are really good. This is what I use to reline the track. You might be able to find these online at Office Depot. I think that's where I got these from work, and I think that's where they get their paint pins and all their other pins from. Is from Office Depot. So go online or go to your local Office Depot place and see if they have them. They work really well. You can really get an accurate line around your track. There's also other things out there. They're older that you can get that are, you put the paint inside a holder and they're like a pin, but they've got like a thing that you can put in a slot, and then you just follow it around the racetrack. They're older. They're an older slot car item. I'm not sure where you'd find them other than eBay right now. But these are probably the most inexpensive way to do it. So if you find these value what are these called? Markle value auction paint markers. They're really good. They're low. Yeah, so they work really well. I relined the racetrack with them recently, just before the season started. It seemed to work out really well. But I don't know if they have them in store, but if you go check out Office Max online, you might be able to order them from there. Anything with your Ultra 5 set that got... Oh, other than the video, I haven't really done anything with the Ultra 5 set recently. Probably need to kind of tinker with it and see if we can't get it to run a little better. Maybe we can find an in to get it to really work well and run really decent and be constant all the way around the racetrack. I know back in the day those things weren't very good, so used to sell these line paint back in the day. Yeah. I don't think these are oil based. Let me look here. We use these for writing part numbers on parts at work. So I don't think it's oil based. They're Lexlane free, low chlorides and low halogens. Not sure if I don't think they're oil based though. So, but they work really well and they don't do anything to the racetrack. It does kind of come up a little bit depending on what you use to clean your track. That's why I had to reline mine, is because after all the cleanings and everything on it, the lines were getting so dull you couldn't tell what lane was what. But yeah, we're going to have to maybe tinker around with the Ultra 5 set a little more with the cars and whatnot and see if we can't make them smoother, faster, and be able to control a little better. Okay, I'll let you know, Robert. Well, my cars run pretty good. I think we need to take them and clean them. I'm not sure how long it's been since they've been cleaned, so might have to do that and that kind of stuff. I also want to get some Speedster cars too and see how well they compare to the Ultra 5 car. I have a Speedster chassis, but I'm not sure if it works. Where'd he go? Oh, there it is. Right there. I do have a Speedster chassis, so we might have to play around with this too. I think this will work on an Ultra 5 set. There's not much difference between an Ultra 5 and a Speedster, so we might have to check that out and see how well that car works and see if it works better than an Ultra 5. Got that and a lot of parts and stuff, so I'm not sure if the chassis runs or not. We'll have to check it out. Those be interesting too. I wouldn't mind also picking up, if I can find one reasonable, a TRC set too, to compare between Tyco's version of a slotless and up against the Aurora slotless cars would be kind of interesting too. I'm almost in need for some more shelving over here, some more drawers for different types of cars. I gotta I'm running out of space for drawers. I need a drawer for my TFX car. I need drawers for my Super 7s. Need to get another drawer set. Different way to accept the same thing. Same principle, different ways to accomplish the same thing. Yeah, they are definitely different in the steering side of things. Check it out and see if it runs any better. They work pretty good with pins in them. Yeah, I've seen some Speedster cars that were done that way. The Ultra 5 cars are much heavier. Yeah, they're much heavier because of the solenoid in the front to make it steer, where the steering on the Speedster cars looks like it comes actually from the armature. Yeah, Super 7s are Hardin Creek. I love the Super 7. The one that I did the test on the track that I did the review of, that thing stuck with no changes or nothing on it, with stock tires. It stuck really well. I will have to admit it's not. It will not keep up with some of the. Elijah wanted to run it, try to run it at the last race. Had to pause. But Hobby Store and Staples, etc., also sell oil-based paint pens, medium points, and gray. Okay, good to know. Yeah, they're really good. It's really, I love the Super 7. It's not, it won't keep up with like a V-Spec Viper or even my Sportsman Viper with Pro 10 traction magnets in it, but it is still really quick. And we're going to have to do a comparison here pretty soon between it and a Bulldog. And I might even put the stock traction magnets back in my Sportsman Spec Viper, and we'll put them up against one another and see what we get. So that's going to be a video we're going to have to do here soon. Vipers. They're the one that Stan had. So if you guys, I'll put some, check out the video when we do the recap video next week. Stan beat me and Nick. Nick had a V-Spec Viper. I was running the Sportsman Viper with Pro 10 traction magnets. Him and me did 158 laps. Stan beat us by over 30. So, and his Viper's really quick. I'm not sure what's in it. He just bought it from a guy off of eBay. I think he got it from, and it's not stock. I can tell you that it's not a V-Spec. And I'm not sure what it is because he wouldn't say what's in it. So, but he just whipped our butts, both me and Nick. And me and Nick got second. Nick got second. I got third. We had the same lap total, and he beat me because he did it faster. But he blew us away between his V-Spec and my Sportsman. So I'll be happy to be second and thirds in that class all year long, because I'm not going to pour any money into my car, because I don't think this class is going to last past this season. Some people are already starting to have issues being able to see them because they're so quick, and they're just really hard to watch to drive if they're all stock from Viper. Yeah, the one I'm looking at making a class. Taking the Super G, the Mega G, the Mega G Plus, the Bulldog, the Super 7, and a Sportsman Spec Viper. Kind of doing some looking at them, looking at downforce readings, looking at I know most of those cars are 6-ohm arm cars, and being able to make a class for next season, it's magnet cars that are running just a stock car. The only changes you can make is the rear wheel and tire. It's got to be a stock gear with a stock axle, and you can run an independent front end, and you can run any body and any make body you want, and maybe trying to get a class that's not as fast as this one, but isn't really slow either, but are easier to drive. So we're going to have to see what I can come up with that class for next season. As you guys know, we kind of, as a group, we vote on what we run for the classes in our group for racing season, and this will be the second season for this class. We'll have to see if everybody wants to run them again, but I think it's the last season for that class, so I'm just going to keep my car the way it is and run it that way. But that's something I want to do too, and do it for, if I do that for the class, I'm going to do a video with it so we can see the comparisons between the Super G Plus, the Mega G Plus, the Super 7, the Bulldog, and a Sportsman Sports Spec Viper, and see how everything works out and how that class balances out downforce wise and all that kind of stuff. The new Super 3 chassis. I haven't bought a new one. I've been looking out for them at my Hobby Lobby. I might have to order one. I think it's the second gen Super 3 from the Indy cars. I have the NASCAR one, but I haven't bought a new one yet, so I want to see what I need to get one of those. We do run 440 X2s. They do not have traction magnets. So our class, it's something that Stan came up with way back when. He decided to, we just decided for fun to run a 44 X2s without traction magnets. And then he made us run foam tires on them. That was a nightmare. But today we run the 444 X2 class is without traction magnets. You can put weight if you want in the place of the traction magnet, but it really depends on what you run. Shaden, whose car is a short wheelbase Pontiac 44 X2 car, won the first race of the season with his car without traction magnets in it. And no weight. That car has no weight in it, and he runs it pretty well, and it sticks pretty good. So it's a fun class to run. They're all stock cars. You can run any rear tire you want as long as it fits the stock hub. And it's a fun class to try and put a body on a car without the traction magnets to be able to get balance, because Elijah took that class last season, I think, with his car. He had a long wheelbase with a Ford Thunderbird body on it. I've switched this year to a long wheelbase with a Ford body, so we're gonna have to see how everything plays out. But they're fun cars. They've always been fun cars to run, even with traction magnets. But we're running them. Our classes run without, but they're really fun, really cool to run. Especially we're running the NASCAR body on our cars. So you can run anything from the narrow chassis to the wide chassis, depending on how old your body is. Stan's car is the old Oldsmobile body, so he's running the narrow chassis. But I love the old Tyco 440s, 44X2s, and a 44. I have a 440 too, but they're not as stable as the 44X2 car. Actually, Stan even started the first season of Lifelike. Yeah, we haven't ran any Lifelikes in a really long time. I'm hoping I try to get it in this season for us to run either. You can either run the M or the T chassis cars, but hopefully maybe next year. Yeah, AMRECs are fast too. I have both an AMREC M chassis and a Lifelike M chassis now. So hopefully maybe I want to get those in next season. Dash Mondo. Yeah, that's another one I need to buy too. I need to get one of the AFX chassis from Dash for a review for you guys as well. I want to get one of those. The last time I checked, I think he said it was going to be mid-December before they were available. The next run of them anyways. Because I looked, about September or August, I was looking to buy some for the channel, and I noticed it said that the next batch wasn't going to be ready until about mid-December, I think he said. After the first of the year. Okay. He may have changed that since I've looked on it then. But yeah, that's another one I want to get to kind of take a look at. I love the Mondo the Mondo grip cars that we got from Scotch Race ran really, really well. And the other one I have runs really good. So hopefully, just compared to that, hopefully the AFX chassis will be a cool car. Yeah. Dash has a new IROC chassis on 11/26 soon. Yeah. 4 cars, great price. I'll take a look at that. I haven't been to Dash's site in a while. I'll have to go take a look. You can get Pro Tinkerer to send you a Super 3 new car to do a review of. I'd be up for that, Adam. Viper Jet chassis. That one I haven't tried yet, Robert. I don't know if anybody else has the. I know there's a no, those are BSRT cars are running. That's another one to be able to maybe try out as well as a Viper Jet car. There's a lot of new stuff out there. I love to see these companies coming out with new stuff like Jag Hobbies and Viper, and Hardin Creek with their Super 7. At least they're coming out with new stuff, and we're not having to deal with some of the older stuff. Yeah. The ones we had at Scott's, they did a really good job of tuning those cars. I haven't bought from them yet, Adam. I haven't bought anything from him. I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I haven't bought anything from him yet. Yeah, Jag cars are quick. Yeah, Elijah's gonna be buying a new. He right now he's running the TR3 GT in the unlimited magnet car class, and it's not very stable. Just simply because he's using such a narrow body on that car, being a screw post chassis. So he's moving up to the, I can't remember what the name of the other one is that he wants, that actually has a body clip on it to be able to run a hard body on it. Available now that I can't afford to pay by much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot out there, and that's kind of why I gotta wait for payments to come through on YouTube and stuff to be able to. That's what I'm using to fund the channel. So hopefully I'll be able to get to buy some stuff. Right now, I'm saving a little bit of money for a project that I'm working on for the fray. And if I can get that done and get the stuff made to be able to sell at the fray, I'm going to have a lot more money for the YouTube channel, so we'll be able to do some things, hopefully. If you guys want to help out the channel at all, don't forget to check out the merch shop. It's now up on the YouTube channel. So you can just click on it and go shop. And I'm going to be putting up about 4 new shirts here this afternoon, after I get done with the stream here. I got some new shirt designs to go up, so go check it out. Hanging out to learn a few things. Okay, Keith. Don't forget to explore around YouTube too, guys. Don't forget all the other channels out there. There's a lot of neat stuff out there that you can find. That's kind of why the homepage has all the YouTube channels on it. If you need to find certain things here and there, or be able to do some things. If you're running some really fast magnet cars, RPM, Roger Perselli Motorsports on YouTube, he does a lot of cool stuff with the really fast, high-end inline cars. He's a good place to check out. If you also want to check out somebody who's doing some tunes and stuff, check out RC Lincoln's Wizard channel on YouTube. He does some good stuff. That's where a lot of my he also did a fray build on his channel too, so go check him out. Of course, Hardin Creek does some tune stuff here and there on his channel as well. Yep. I've been checking out Scott's HO stuff. He's been doing some interesting stuff too on his channel. Go check him out. Very cool there. Great sales on Mondo chassis. I got an LS Pro Tinker on there. There's a couple other I found too that are. Where's a good jumping in point for a newbie? Oh, that's a good question. Depends on what you like. If you're into the vintage stuff, basically, if you want to start out and you want to build a track, go Tome. That's probably the best clip together track to get. Outside of that, if you want to start just tinkering around with stuff, maybe buy some Auto World cars. Not the greatest, but if you get them tuned right, they're really quick. Just kind of go to like a Pro Tinkerer. Go check out his site. He's got some cool stuff, some Auto World things here and there. Just whatever you want to start. Just buy, if you're into fast cars. The Super 7 is a nice car. It's a little spendy, granted, but that's a cool car to have. If you can get you some lifelike cars, there's still some very reasonable prices at Slot Car Central. Has some old in package stuff that's fairly reasonable. You can buy there. Just get you some of that kind of stuff is really good. I think Hardin Creek has some old stuff, some old lifelike stuff, seeing he has the rights to that now on his site as well. Go check it out. I think you can still get some M chassis from him, possibly. Go check that out. So just depends on what you want. What do you want to run? But that's probably a good start right there. Check out the YouTube channels too. See what everybody's doing. See what everybody's racing. That's another good place to start too. You can get some ideas there. Slot Car Valley Racing, if you haven't yet. Yeah, I'll have to do that. That's another one. We'll be doing some stuff we always try and do. When I try and do a review on the chassis, we always use the dyno. Yeah, Racemaster, AFX International set, great place to start. Yep. If you can go smaller too, if you want to. If you don't want to buy a huge 4-lane track, and you want to go smaller, there is a couple other AFX sets that are smaller that you can start with that aren't as spendy. The 4-lane set's a kind of a good starter if you want to dive right in. If you got room for a big race, if you got room for a big track, I think Pro Tinkerer sells some of those, doesn't he? He still has some of them on his site, if I remember right. I remember seeing a video with him with one a while back. It's amazing how much those cars are on eBay. Yeah. I can't believe how much these people are paying for some of these new Tomei cars. The Camaros, those new Camaros and the new Mustangs that they've had up, and even the new Mark IV car. It's outrageous what these people are paying for these cars. Buy them new. Don't go to eBay. Go to some place where you can get them at a retail price. Can't believe how much people pay for this stuff sometimes. That's part of the problem why the hobby's gotten so expensive is we've got a whole bunch of new people and they're willing to pay anything for stuff that they couldn't get that they don't have, and instead of finding the reasonable route to buy them, they just go to eBay and just pay outrageous prices for them, and it drives the prices up. Yeah. Started as a giant, yeah. I can't remember what set I bought, but this was way before Pro Tinkerer. My track's been up for, gosh, quite a while now, actually. Probably since 2005-ish, maybe? No, 2009, something like that. It's been a while. It has been a while. I can't believe that in March of 2025, so 2 years from this March, I'll have been on YouTube for 10 years. I can't believe that. And we're almost 10 years into this channel. I can't believe that. I'm also kind of looking for going back to redo some of the older videos from the beginning of the channel. So it might update some stuff and get some new videos going. It's got the new Auto World 4-lane. Auto World track is a lot like AFX. If memory serves, the clips are exactly the same. I'm not sure about pin depth though. On the Auto World compared to the AFX Tomei stuff. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to be doing another video of track comparisons and whatnot, giving you guys, because I had some ideas. Some people have come on about talking about spacing, lane spacing between brands and whatnot. And I think now I have all three versions of Aurora AFX. I have Block and Joiner, I have the first gen clip togethers, and I have the latest gen clip togethers. I have one piece of Auto World track, I have Lifelike, and I have Tyco. So we're gonna have to do another track comparison video for you guys to show you lane depth, lane width, lane spacings, and pin depths on all these tracks. Prices are terrible. I got a set up at Pro Tinkerer the other day because the website was showing Canadian prices. Oh my goodness. We're showing Canadian prices, and Brian cracked all prices up. Yeah, it's crazy. He said it's pretty nice. Actual cars look good. Track is lifelike. Bad thing is you have to cut track sections to make different size corners. Yeah, that's also another problem with some of the tracks. You can't get certain corner diameters and whatnot. That's another thing. That's another good thing about Tomei is Tomei and the last gen AFX track are the same. So they will interconnect. The pin depths are the same and all that kind of stuff. So if you can put older track with newer track, if you got some like old stock that's in decent shape that the rails aren't all messed up on, they'll go together and you can get some of the older stuff that they don't make anymore, some of the older corners and whatnot, and make it work really well. Section, but the track doesn't get dirty fast. Yeah, it also depends on depends on where your track's at, especially if you've got a permanent setup. We've noticed from going from house to house and place to place that if you have your track permanently set up and it's on carpet, your track's going to get dirtier than if your track was set either on concrete or a wood floor, because the carpet holds dust. And when everybody walks and moves around your track, it stirs the dust up, and then the dust kind of comes up and it'll fall on the racetrack. If you guys have, if you're in a basement, my track will get dirty if it sits for a while because we're in the basement. We're right under the tracks, right under the living room. So people walking upstairs occasionally will cause dust to fall on it. But while we're racing, once I clean the track off and we're racing, things are fine because we don't have carpet on the floor down here. So that's another little tip for you guys. If you want to build a permanent track somewhere, try and put it either on a wood floor, put your stands on a wood floor or a concrete floor, and your track won't get as dirty fast as it would if you were on a carpet floor. And of course, if you're on carpet, never put the racetrack straight on the carpet. If you want to put a temporary track up, just lay a piece of wood down and then put the track on that, because if you ever bought a car from eBay or from a slot car show or stuff that's never been cleaned, you can tell a car that's ran on a track that was put on carpet and or a track that was run on a table or on a board, because there'll be all kinds of hair and strands and carpet strands and all kinds of crap in there, and that comes from running track on a carpet, as we would have as kids, things we know now. I've been pretty lucky though. I got to keep most of my cars. I got to keep from my childhood. There's only one that I didn't. It ended up disappearing, and that was my very first AFX Magna Traction car I bought. And of course, it was this body's right here, the Monza, this exact color. And I have no clue where that car went. All my other cars, I was able to retain. When I got back into slot cars, they were still at my parents' house, so I just picked them up and we went right back into it. Okay, we're not scrolling. Here we go. All right. A lot of jump wires. Yeah. It's 90% Tomei and 10% Auto World. Oh, don't fade. I'm still reading. So far, good pin depth and very slightly. Yeah, it does vary slightly depending on the mold of the track and whatnot. Nothing has stopped me yet. Yep. So yeah, you can go between the two, and like I said in the previous two, you can also put the older AFX track. Will work with the newer Auto World and the newer Tomei stuff as well. Don't cut. Look for adapters. Yeah, you can get some adapters, but once again, you're dealing with pin depth. You got to be careful of your pin depth. That's something we'll talk about when we do that video of track comparisons between the two of them. There's a guy 3D printing all different brands. Oh, okay. Tyco track is slightly wider than AFX or Auto World. So very slightly he accounts for that. Bought one of those air filters for dust. Works great, yeah. And run indoor outdoor carpet so far. Nothing. Everything's spot. Yeah, indoor outdoor carpet won't hold dust as much as a regular carpet because they're not the grouping of them isn't as tight together as a carpet would be. Have you done a video of your shelf queens yet? A lot of the cars that you see in the biweekly feature car segments are cars that I don't race. They're ones that are displayed on my shelves. So, just to give you a heads up there, um, some of them I'm working on. Some of them are need new decal sets. I've got one of the McLaren F1 cars that I bought at that in the race in Portland. That I'm going to be putting a new decal set on and making this look really nice. Really cool car. That's one of my endeavors is to buy to have at least one representation of all the F1 cars from AFX. Built a wood frame for light plastic drop cloth on a slightly pulley system. When it's done racing, I lower it back down on the table. Yeah, that's a good idea there, Jeffrey. Really like that Datsun you showed. The best one I think made. Oh, is it? I've got a couple of Datsuns that I showed. I think the best one I like for the Datsun is the 240Z from Amrec. That's probably the coolest Datsun 440 body or 240 body I like. The AFX one's pretty cool too. I want to get the new Auto World one and see what it looks like in person. I haven't seen that one yet either. That's another one I want to get is the new Auto World Datsun 240Z. Let's see. Let's see, Adam. Are we talking about this one? This one. I think this is probably the coolest 240Z that any of the slot car guys made. I love the fender flares. Very cool car. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. The only thing about this body is you got to be really careful. These are really flimsy. They're not very not very well put together. They're not very well put together, but the plastic is really thin on them, so you got to be really careful with them. I only have like 3 of those now. I've got the one that was on the one that we took out of the package that we did the review of. I've still got one in the package, and then I bought another one a while back when I was down in Portland that I've got on my M chassis car, my Lifelike M chassis. Plus, we're gonna have to be doing a repair video here soon. This is probably my favorite 911 body. Also an also a Lifelike car. As you can see, somebody tried to put a lighted chassis under it, and it melted a hole through the front of it. So we're gonna have to do a restoration video with this car and show you guys how to fix a body to make it look good again. But I love this 911. This thing is cool. I love the Lifelike Amrec Rocor 911s. Those are really cool bodies as well. Time to make some group for that car, yeah. I'll have to gonna have to grind some of that stuff off, make it all flat again, and then figure out a way, find a neat way to restore that hole there. Yeah, the silver and black too. That car is cool. I like that car too. Yeah, there's a couple different paint schemes on that car that Auto World's come out with that look really cool. I want to see what that car looks like on the chassis, how it sits. but not for crash. Yeah, good for yeah, very light. Yeah, good for racing, but not for crashing. Yep, yep. A lot of vans from when I was young. And the bodies are destroyed. Yeah, yeah. It's you think back of the cars you had as a kid and the ones that got destroyed or burn up, or you decided to put firecrackers in them and blow them up, or you kind of wish you never did that. Wish Waterworld would have included the spoiler. Yeah, that'd have been kind of neat. But the original Aurora car didn't have a spoiler on it, so I think that's why they did it that way. Where is my Datsun? Oh, that's not it. It's up here. Yeah. Oh no, it did have a spoiler on it. Yeah, it did. Okay. So it did have that little lip on there. I'll have to check it out. They probably made it more. They made it more stock than they did a race car on that one. 130 cars now. Man, that's a lot. That's more than I got. Though I think I've got. I'd have to say cars with bodies. I've probably got like 50, 60 cars now. Uh, Total. I've probably between chassis parts. I've probably got enough for 200 cars. Which I need to make some. I got a couple of bodies up here on my display thing now that I don't have chassis under. That I gotta build some chassis. But between AFX, Magna Traction, and Super G's, I've probably got 30 chassis between those, maybe 40, between in various condition and various conditions that I need to go through and make some chassis for some bodies for my display cars. Post holes and hoods. Yeah. What could Autoworld do to improve overall? What do you? Oh, that basically is quality control with the Autoworld cars. That if they had a better quality control, I think they would. The chassis would be a lot better. I think that's the biggest problem we found with the Autoworld Thunderjet cars when we started that class last season. We found out because we found a great place for tires at Jag Hobbies. They've got a great deal of super tires that are stock that'll fit the stock hub that are different diameters. And we found out that if you find one that works on one chassis, you can't take those tires and go to another chassis. It'll stick. It'll end up sticking to the racetrack. And it's simply because of the axle holes, and I think the axle mainly the axle holes. I think the axles are pretty common, pretty straight between all of them. But the axle holes are so different. You take one of those chassis and you wiggle the thing. You can move it like almost an inch either way sometimes on those chassis, and that causes up and down and back and forth. And I think that's the problem with those cars is there's so much slop in those chassis that it's terrible. Occasionally you can find a great car that's in great shape. Depends on the mold. It's just something we might have to do one of these times is to go through and see if we can take a look at a bunch of Autoworld chassis from the same make, whether it's the X-Traction or the Thunderjet car, and see if we can't find markers on the chassis to differentiate different molds and see which ones are better than others. Because Elijah's Autoworld car is, I think, at least either a first gen or second gen Ultra G, and it's fast and it's got no issues with it. So we might have to take a look at it and compare it to a couple other of our cars around here and see if we can see the numbers on them from the mold numbers to see if which molds might be better than others. Now, you won't be able to tell that inside the package, but once you get it home and you get it open, you might be able to look through and say, oh, well, this is going to be a good car or it won't be a good car. All Auto World needs to fix their chassis, all of them. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a quality control issue and it's a mold issue when it comes to the chassis. The bodies are great. The bodies, they're doing a great job on the bodies, but it's all a quality control issue and a mold issue with those cars. Still in the package. A 500 car Ultra G Trans Am series. I'm a stickler for, but I'm swapping in OS3 and TFX underneath each one. Yeah, those are really nice cars. I do have some issue. You can make them look better if you lower them, but they're in our class. You can't do that. They got to be stock height. But that was a cool series when they came out with it. I think between me, Elijah, and Shaden, I think we have every car except for the white Trans Am. I think in that class, in that series. 67 or so. Got about 60 cars. Always room for more on the shelf. That's true. Only 30 runners, no self queens. Yeah. There's only a couple cars in my collection that are on the shelf that I would not run to race, and those would be some of the Tycos that I've got, the Chaparrals with the tall wings. I wouldn't want to break those. Ted knows no such thing as too many. Auto World, definitely quality control. You can pin those Auto World cars, but I have also noticed that there is some that you'll never get all the slop out of them because they're so badly cast. I've tried the one that I've been racing. I tried to pin. It's still got a lot of it's better. It's better than it was, but it still has movement in there. I'm gonna have to buy me some more Auto World Thunderjets and see if I can't get a decent car out of them. Seeing they're only $20 a pop. That's why I've been waiting for my Hobby Lobby to get some more in, so I don't have to order them. Warranty issues. The twin pack. Both chassis were twisted. Yeah, that's a quality control issue. So if you're talking about pinning, basically what you're doing is there's several different places that makes these. This is a Scale Engineering one, but what you're doing is let me snag a chassis here real quick. Where's one that doesn't have anything in it? Oh, here we go. So this is a 2-jet chassis, but basically what you do is you take this pin, you put it in the back wheel hole, and you put it in there like this, and you get it tight down, and it holds the chassis like that, and you twist the dial in the back, and it pushes. And basically what it's doing, if you look at the end of the pin, it's got a pin on it, and then the end of it's beveled, and what it does is it squeezes the plastic, and it squeezes it and tightens the hole up on the chassis so that the axle doesn't have a lot of movement in it. That's what's called pinning the chassis. I think Wizard has one of these. Of course, Scale Engineering. There's a couple other out there too. But that's what's called pinning the chassis. If you watch the Frey build episode, we did that on the Frey build. I also have a video of playing around with the pinning tool as well, so go check that out too. But that's what you talk about when they're pinning the chassis. You're closing up that axle hole to make it tighter, so the axle, you get all this, trying to get the slop out of it. But like I said, some of those Auto World chassis are beyond help. You can't even get them 100%. Ever watched Vitamin 50? Yeah, Vitamin 50. Kevin has had some issues over the years. The reason why he's not doing any videos right now is because the house he currently lives in, he doesn't have a room for a track. Kevin went through some health problems a while back, on top of a divorce, and had to move out of the house he was in where he had his big track where he was doing his videos, and he had to move out of that house. And the place he's at now, he doesn't have room for a track anymore. So one of these days, I'm gonna have to get him on a live stream and just talk and find out where he stands on his channel. He's still involved in his group page on Facebook, so you can go there. But that's why you haven't seen anything from Vitamin 50 lately. He's had some health issues. He's over those now, on top of a divorce and a bunch of other stuff. So that's why he's kind of not been seen for a while. Hopefully he gets back into it. I've talked to him several times through Facebook and chats and whatnot, and he's a great person. He wants to get back to doing videos. He just doesn't have the room or the place to do it right now. So hopefully he can get back into it soon. It's as smooth I can get them. Yep. Yeah, hopefully Kevin will get back to it. I know he wants to. Last time I chatted with him on Facebook, he wants to get back into it. He's just got to get the place and the room to do it. I'll have to shoot him a message and tell him that there's a lot of people out there that want to see him back. Yeah, he's great. He's done some cool stuff, and hopefully he can vitamin. I don't know. I gotta ask him how he came up with that. He does have some good information though. So if you haven't checked him out, go check out his YouTube channel. It's on the homepage if you wanna. He's done some really good stuff. Yep, he is a good guy. He's still buying stuff. I understand he's still buying stuff from time to time. So he's, I think I remember seeing a post on his group page on Facebook a while back that he just picked up a few things. So he's still in the hobby. He's still doing it. He just doesn't have the room to do a channel anymore. He's growing since COVID. Actually, COVID kind of helped the hobby a little bit. It brought a bunch of people back into the hobby. But it also kind of hurt the hobby a little bit because it also caused the price of things on eBay to go through the roof. But hopefully we can keep the momentum going, and hopefully we can get some. It's not that a lot of things I've seen is a lot of older people like our age who's gotten back into the hobby. They did it as a kid or in their teens, and then they kind of left it like we all do, leave our hobbies or stuff in our early 20s and stuff. And then when we finally get settled down, we get back into it. What we need to do is bring a younger generation into the hobby, which is what I'm trying to. That's why one of the reasons why I started the YouTube channel, kind of why I try and focus a lot of things on trying to make sure that people see the younger kids racing, like my youngest and Stan's youngest and my oldest. But hopefully we can generate some new younger people and get them interested in the hobby and get them going. Elijah's doing good. He's actually done with school. He graduated September of 2020. No, that was when he graduated high school. 2021. He's done with school. He works at he's a diesel ag tech at Central Machinery Sales, which is a Case IH dealer. So he's moved out. He's living on his own with him and his girlfriend have a place of their own, and he's doing good. He needs to kind of work on his slot cars a little bit, but outside of that, he's doing all right. But he's at that time where he's kind of like trying to do everything and all that, get his life going and all that stuff. But he's getting to the point now where he's going to be able to start putting a little more money into his slot cars so he can start buying some things that he wants to get for his slot cars. COVID got me back for sure. Big tracks, even the start of my little channel. Yeah, so it brought a lot of people back. which is nice, but we still need to bring in a younger audience and a younger people in. So if you ever see somebody, if you're at a race or something, you ever see a young kid or a youngster interested in it, promote that. Just try and take them as far as you can and get them involved and get them going, and try not to make them get frustrated, and teach them how to do things and get them involved, and we could grow this hobby even more and keep things going. My grandson is getting 2 tracks for Christmas. That's cool. Yeah. So but a lot of things too is that there's a lot of people our age in the hobby that don't really have, they need to get their youngsters or their grandchildren involved, and then they can, it's like a lot of problem with today's kid, and I see it everywhere. I see it with even Shaden. He loves slot cars, he loves racing, but he's also a huge gamer and he loves video games, like every kid his age does. And trying to find a way to get him away from that and involved in other things is really hard. And I think that's also part of the problem, with the younger generation, is they're all into the tech high, which this can be technical. It's a different kind of technical. And I think if you get them involved and get them involved in the right way, you can get these kids interested and keep them interested. That's the problem, is keeping them interested. You can get them in and they'll be there for like 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 times, and then they just kind of disappear. And it's because either one, they're not good enough with the car, and they kind of get, you know, frustrated and leave because of that. But if you try and teach them well, teach them how to make a car, how to make it run, and how to make it run smooth, then you can get them hooked for life, and hopefully we can get more people involved that way. His first car was a Mystery Van Scooby Doo car. Body back on a lot. Yeah, yeah. Boys do great. My boy went to trade school too. He's 18, full time electrician. Yep. Trade school's the way to go these days, I think. You can get right out of work. Elijah had his job before he even graduated. They had a apprenticeship program. He apprenticeshiped at the place he works at now, which, by the way, I happen to work there now too. But that's beside the point. I'm in shipping and receiving. But he started apprenticeshipping there. He did so good apprenticeshipping there that they hired him right out of school. So it helped him out quite a bit. He didn't have to hunt around for a job. IT guy. Yeah, yeah. Good point. Into a chicken nugget. Yeah, you can't be intimidated to someone younger if they don't have someone there to show them. Yep. Yeah, you see somebody, if you're in a race or you're, somewhere and you see a little guy doing it and he's struggling, help him out. It'll get a long way to keeping them in the hobby. Yeah, great winter hobby. Yep, yep. Well, that's also getting hard too, Kim, because there's a lot of local racetracks going away. We lost our local speedway after, because basically it was already going downhill, and then COVID just killed it. Yeah, I want to try and do more live stream. I keep losing track of time is the problem. And then I realize it's been like 2 or 3 months since we've done one. And then I go, oh, we need to do one of these because I haven't done one in a while. So hopefully we'll be able to do these a little more. I'll be able to remember to keep a track of when the last time was we did one, and we can do one on a more regular basis. Already proud of him for overtime he sometimes brings home. Grand a week, incredible. Yeah. Try to get the grandkids into it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how long motorsports can stay around with the whole electric shit going on. Speedway is barely hanging on, I think, but his RC business took off like crazy. Indoor outdoor track now. Yeah, we lost Yakima Speedway. It's now the only thing left of it's half of front stretch, half of back stretch, and turns 3 and 4. It's all that's left. Yeah, our closest local racetrack now is an hour away in the Tri Cities, or an hour and a half to go to Hermiston. Gotta eat dinner. Have a fantastic thing. Yep. Have a fancy. Have a good Thanksgiving, Jeffrey. We'll go here for a little while longer. Probably after we've been on for almost an hour and a half now, so we'll go a little while longer here, and then we'll shut things down. Time for me to sign out. Please make a good video when you and the boys rewire your track. Yep, we'll have to do that. Great night, all. Keep on slot carring. Yep. You guys have shows. We don't have any slot car shows. I have something that I would love to do. The problem is I don't know how many people we'd have to show up. I'd love for somebody somewhere to do like a slot car convention, kind of like how the Hot Wheels guys have the Hot Wheels convention every year. Would be really cool to do, but to get have a happy Thanksgiving. To get everybody together and try and get all the people up, because I'd want to do it here in the Northwest, and I don't know how many people we could get, but a slot car convention I think would be really cool to get all the manufacturers there, to get all the tech there, have racing and everything else all in one area, like have speakers, have people from different from each manufacturer come and talk about product and things that are coming up and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be really, really fun, really cool to do. Be a great way to meet a lot of people. But I don't know the logistics of it, the cost of it, everything in anticipating with that. I think would be really, really would be fun to do, but I don't know how hard it would be to set up. So that'd be kind of cool if somebody could, do it. It'd take a lot of effort and a lot of backing. But I think that would be a really neat thing to have a slot car convention. And if you need to include 32nd scale and 24 scale along with HO, and just have a whole big show with all three scales, tracks for all three scales, racing for all three scales, I think would be a really fun time. You'd have to find the right time of year to do it, the right place to do it, and have enough participation from the manufacturers, whether it's the big time manufacturers or the small manufacturers, and just get everybody together and have a great show. It'd be really cool. I think that'd be a neat idea. Never know. Hopefully one day it'll happen. Gotta make some chili soon. Yep. So we're gonna go on. So I'm gonna sign off now, guys. It'll be an hour and a half here in a minute. So we'll sign off. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey. Don't pass out. Don't let the turkey coma get to you. Be on the lookout for the recap about midweek, hopefully, from the last race. I'll put up a bi-weekly feature car. If I get it shot in time, it might be up on Saturday. If not, definitely Sunday. And we'll be let's see, next weekend after that is there will not be a video the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of December. Me and the wife are going out of town. So I'm not going to be doing anything that weekend. Plus we're celebrating Shaden's birthday. He'll be 14 on the 7th of December. So if you guys get a chance out, wish him happy birthday. So there won't be a video that weekend. We're going out of town for the company dinner and hotel and all that kind of stuff, and coming back for Shane's party. So there won't be a video that weekend. And then the next weekend after that will be race weekend, but I'll definitely have something to put up while we're racing, so you guys have something to watch before we put up the race video. So you got to look out for all of that. Have a great time. Remember, keep the pin in the slot, keep the wheels on the downside, keep racing slot cars. Love everybody. Thank you for everybody for showing up. We'll definitely do this again soon, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Bye.